Summary of Thank You for Listening, a novel written by Julia Whelan. Chapter 1. Sawani Chester found herself caught in the crossfire of a sultry audiobook scene and the mundane reality of a commercial airplane. As the explicit narrative reached its climax, her eyes darted around the cabin, hoping her fellow passengers remained oblivious to the steamy prose filling her ears. The flight attendant's interruption with a simple question about drinks snapped Sawani back to the present, and she fumbled to respond while trying to pause the scandalous audiobook. The flight attendant, unfazed by Sawani's internal turmoil, continued with the routine service. Something to drink? Just water. Please, Sawani managed, her cheeks still flushed from the unexpected intrusion of erotica into her personal space. Ice? The flight attendant inquired, unaware of the awkward situation. Just, please, Sawani repeated, her mind lingering on the previous explicit scene as she attempted to regain composure. The flight attendant moved on, and Sawani seized the opportunity to vent her frustration via text to Mark, her boss and mentor. Good morning, I hate you, she sent, expressing her annoyance at the audiobook debacle. Mark responded in his characteristic laid-back manner, brushing off Sawani's discontent. Mark, don't be a snob. Not all of us have English prof fathers, honey. Sawani rolled her eyes at Mark's nonchalant attitude, but their banter continued as the plane descended into Las Vegas. The looming presence of Bibliocon, a romance novel convention, served as a constant reminder of Sawani's unconventional journey. The back-and-forth banter between Sawani and Mark provided a brief respite, but soon she found herself grappling with the challenges of complying with pre-landing protocols on the airplane. The flight attendant's insistence on putting up her tray and adjusting her seat added another layer of awkwardness to Sawani's already tumultuous day. Ma'am, I need you to put up your tray, the flight attendant instructed. Sawani complied, but her seat refused to cooperate. Frustration crept into her voice as she continued typing on her phone, seeking refuge in the virtual conversation with Mark. I also need you to put your seat up. It won't go up, Sawani muttered, her patience wearing thin. The flight attendant, determined to enforce the rules, reached across a neighboring passenger to forcefully adjust Sawani's seat. The spectacle drew the attention of a nearby mother and her inquisitive child. Are you a pirate? The little girl asked, her innocent curiosity slicing through the tension. Sawani, momentarily caught off guard, responded with a tight smile. No, I'm not a pirate. However, the child persisted with her questions, and the mother attempted to intervene, apologizing for her daughter's incessant curiosity. Sawani, feeling out of place in this chaotic airplane drama, navigated the encounter with a mix of amusement and mild exasperation. As the plane descended into Las Vegas, Sawani couldn't shake the feeling of surrealism that enveloped her. The impending involvement in Bibliocon, a realm of romance novels and ardent fans, seemed increasingly absurd. The narrative humorously depicted Sawani's internal struggles and set the stage for her impending adventure at the unconventional convention in Sin City. The plane touched down, and Sawani contemplated the unusual turn her life had taken, from narrating audiobooks in a Hollywood Hills studio to confronting the vibrant world of romance novels in Las Vegas. Little did she know that her journey into the heart of Bibliocon would be filled with unexpected twists and turns, challenging her preconceptions and leading her to discoveries she never anticipated. Upon disembarking, Sawani navigated her way through the bustling airport, reflecting on the peculiar encounters of the flight. The glitzy lights of Las Vegas beckoned, offering a stark contrast to the ordinary routine she had left behind in California. As she made her way to the convention venue, the anticipation of Bibliocon heightened. The sheer scale of the event became apparent, with countless attendees flowing into the convention center. Sawani, not a fan of romance novels and feeling like an outsider in this sea of enthusiasts, couldn't help but marvel at the sheer enthusiasm radiating from the crowd. She pulled out her phone and rechecked the overwhelming number of Bibliocon events Mark had forwarded to her, navigating through the multitude of author talks, signings, cocktail hours, and charity auctions. She couldn't help but laugh at the highlighted item, dinner with a male cover model. The plethora of panels on offer ranged from crossed swords, writing M/M romance when you don't have a sword of your own, to how to write period clothing and how to take it off. Sawani's own panel on audiobook production loomed on the horizon, a responsibility she had taken on to assist Mark, who was unable to attend due to a self-inflicted foot injury involving his vintage Karmann Ghia cell. She was content with helping him out, but there were challenges. Sawani, essentially Mark's girl Friday, ran the recording studio in his Hollywood Hills home in exchange for residing in the Hillside guest house. However, she wasn't an audiobook producer like Mark, she was a narrator. The second problem was that she had long retired from narrating romance, the genre at the heart of Bibliocon, and she wasn't even a fan of it. As Sawani contemplated her place in the romance pavilion, she couldn't shake the feeling of being an imposter in a world she didn't belong to. The contrast between her world and the passionate community gathered at Bibliocon became more apparent with each passing moment. Her panel loomed on the schedule, and Sawani braced herself for the challenges that awaited her in the romance pavilion. While she anticipated a relatively straightforward 48 hours, the universe had other plans for her. Little did she know that the escapade at Bibliocon would be a roller coaster ride, filled with unexpected encounters, comedic misadventures, and perhaps, a re-evaluation of her own prejudices toward the world of romance novels. As Sawani delved deeper into the heart of Bibliocon, she would discover that the passionate community had more to offer than she initially assumed. The convention would challenge her preconceptions, introduce her to intriguing characters, and ultimately lead her on a journey of self-discovery in the most unexpected of places, Las Vegas, the city of romance, glitter, and the unexpected. Chapter 2. Sawani stood in front of the gilded mirror in the Venetian's elevator, assessing her reflection with a critical eye. Unwashed hair framed her face, and she wore sagged jeans, a rumpled t-shirt, and a zip-up hoodie that bore an unidentifiable breakfast stain near the zipper. The key she received at the VIP lounge had earned her a confused look, perhaps due to her less-than-glamorous appearance. Exiting on the 35th floor, she followed signs to the right and stopped at the correct door. With careful movements, considering the lingering ache in her right shoulder, she slipped off her backpack and set it on top of her roller bag. The key card granted her access to a marble hallway, a powder room larger than her guesthouse bathroom, and a butler's pantry/bar fit for servicing the entire hotel. Finally, she found herself in the middle of a sunken ultramodern marble living room with floor-to-ceiling windows offering a stunning view of the Strip. Adiku Obi, the two-time Golden Globe-nominated, one-time Oscar-nominated actress, L'Oreal spokesmodel, and UNICEF ambassador, greeted her with excitement. Adiku's hugs were an experience in themselves, starting with swaying, moving into meditative stillness, and concluding with deep yoga breathing. Adiku's energy was infectious, and she pulled back from the hug with a big smile. "Isn't this insane? It's ginormous. Stupid." Adiku's exclamatory bursts matched her success's tempo. "And guess what? There are 2 bedrooms." She teased Sawani, pushing her playfully. Sawani pushed back, joking, "Only 2? Adiku laughed and teased, "That I found so far. Now you have to stay with me." But Sawani hesitated, glancing around the luxurious suite. "Mark already paid for my suite at the Rio." Adiku gave her a look. "Aren't all the rooms at the Rio suites?" She finger-quoted the last word. Sawani reached for Adiku's hand, smiling. "I can't leave Mark with a bill for a hotel I didn't use." Adiku persisted, "How much is it?" Sawani squeezed Adiku's hand and shook it. "No, no, no. You know I hate that." With a playful warning, she added, "Don't do the face." "What face?" "You know exactly what face." "I don't know what, eh?" Sawani dropped Adiku's hand and walked to the window. The view was spectacular. In the window's reflection, Sawani watched as Adiku came up behind her and spread her arms out, mimicking a queen addressing her people far below. "We're living the dream, Swan. I've got bottle service at the club, a limo on standby, a freaking butler at my 24-hour beck and call." Sawani paused, observing Adiku's genuine enjoyment. Adiku, born and bred in the white Chicago suburbs, the third daughter of 2 lovely but demanding Nigerian doctors, was finally allowing herself to enjoy her hard-won accomplishments. It had been a long time coming. Success, Sawani knew, often seemed to happen faster than it did. A Best Supporting Actress nomination did not come with a swag bag of private jets, penthouses, and Porsches. Attiku had just bought her first house, thanks to L'Oreal money, a 2-bedroom bungalow in Echo Park. This was the first time the red carpet had been rolled out to this extent for Attiku Obi, and the studio was going all out to make her happy. While Sewanee was genuinely happy for her friend, a part of her wanted to urge caution, to remind Attiku that life was subject to change without notice. Yet, she suppressed the impulse, opting for a change of subject. "I'm sorry, why aren't we drinking champagne right now?" Attiku barked her signature laugh and squeezed Sewanee's shoulders. "Because it's chillin' in the fancy Sub-Zero fridge." As she scampered off, she yelled over her shoulder, "They gave me Cristal." Sewanee turned back to the window, giving herself a good, firm, mental shake. She was happy for Attiku. It had nothing to do with her friend. Attiku wasn't the problem. The pop of a cork, the glug of a pour, and the posh patter of Attiku's bare feet on the marble floor signaled her return. She handed Sewanee a glass of bubbly and looked her directly in the eye. "To our dream coming true." Sewanee toasted and took a large swig of the best champagne she'd ever had. "Okay. What do we want to do?" "I have that dinner I told you about, but I'm free until then." "Let's get this party started." Sewanee knew Attiku's whirlwind of activities at BiblioCon, the main stage interview, the VIP meet and greet, the autograph hour, and the international press junket. Attiku herself was the main event, starring in a film adaptation of last year's #1 New York Times best-selling book. Sewanee, on the other hand, had brought $500 and intended to try her luck on red or black at the roulette table. Attiku, enthusiastic as always, said, "Oh, you're getting lucky if I have anything to say about it. It's been way too long." As they continued to revel in the Vegas experience, Sewanee's inner reflections hinted at a past filled with challenges and a shift from acting to audiobook narration. The narrative showcased the dynamics of their friendship, the contrasts in their lives, and Sewanee's hesitations about Attiku's newfound fame. As the night unfolded, they encountered admirers, awkward moments, and the complexities of the audiobook industry. Attiku's popularity among romance audiobook fans became evident, and Sewanee navigated the intricacies of her own pseudonym, Sarah Westholm, discovering the enduring admiration from her listeners. The story took an unexpected turn when Attiku and Sewanee faced unwelcome attention from intoxicated individuals. Sewanee's protective instincts kicked in, revealing her resilience and the assertiveness that came with her life experiences. Returning to her room at the Rio, Sewanee reflected on her journey, the challenges of fame, and the impact of an undisclosed incident that had led her to embrace a more secluded life. The narrative hinted at a traumatic event that shaped Sewanee's choices and fueled her retreat into audiobook narration. As Sewanee delved into the world of romance audiobooks, she discovered the enduring impact of collaborations with authors like June French. The passing of June French added a poignant layer to Sewanee's reflections on her past and the inexorable passage of time. The story concluded with Sewanee ordering room service, immersing herself in the present moment and the realities of her life. The stark contrast between fantasy and reality served as a poignant reminder of the multifaceted nature of Sewanee's journey, highlighting the complexities of fame, friendship, and the choices that shape one's path.